Folks, it's me, Denny Carter from Rotoworld and NBC Sports coming at you for the Week 14 Fantasy Football Q&A on this, the NFL and NBC YouTube channel. You give me your Qs, I give you the A's, you know how it goes, and I just want to reiterate. Look, I know that this is the last week before the fantasy playoffs, so I'll keep that in mind because now I'll actually give you the good advice, okay? All season I've been holding out. I just want everyone to know that. Sorry, I'm a little nasally and congested. You know, it's that time of year where the kids are never not sick. So I'm never not sick. But yeah, so this week I'll actually try to answer your questions correctly. Don't get too cute. That's the one rule around here. You get too cute, you get the boot. It's as simple as that. You just have, don't ask me, should I bench Joe Burrow for Jacoby Brissett? Things of that nature. No cuteness in the chat. A little cuteness is okay. So actually it's not no cute. I mean, it's just excessive cuteness. That's what we're trying to avoid here in the chat. So send me your questions. We are going to go through good game environments, slot receiver matchups, because I like that sort of thing. And then of course, running back matchups as well. Let's start with the game environments here. Sorry, I have to do something real quick. Okay. Now we're cooking. Excuse me. All right. So obviously, Bills and Bengals has the highest total of the week by far, 53.5 points. And it just for folks who might be new to the stream, to the show, whatever you want to call this, the pod. The content, hashtag content. I talk about the good game environments, positive game environments, in case you're, struggling with a lineup decision, and you can use this as a tiebreaker. Like, okay, like I want this guy who's going to be in this potential back and forth, potentially high scoring game. All right, so let's start. Bengals, Bills, 53.5 point total. It's the highest by far. I mean, the Bengals are 5.5 point underdogs, and they still have an implied total of 24 points. So you're playing all your Bengals. We talked about it on Thursday's Rotoworld football show, me, Kyle Dvorak, and Pat Doherty, where we preview every game. I recommend you check that out because, we go into things in that show that I really I don't have time to do during this show. So you're playing all your Bengals. You're playing Chase Brown. I know Samaje Perine last week had 16 touches, something like that. That's a lot. I'm not going to lie. That's a little concerning, but you have to get Chase Brown in your lineup. And then T Higgins, of course, has cleared concussion protocol and he will play. So you're playing him. With the Bills, if Dalton Kincaid plays, you have to play him. The Zoomers are saying he's in a giga ultra nuclear smash spot against the Bengals, who can't stop anybody. I mean, the Bengals can't stop tight ends, but they can't stop anybody in the slot either. And that's where Dalton Kincaid lives. If Kincaid sits, and please let me know if you see any updates, because it's hard for me to monitor like injury news as it comes in on a Friday during this stream. But if Kincaid sits, then Dawson Knox would be an excellent play. All right, let's go to game number 2 here. Cardinals Rams 47.5 point total. The Cardinals are 8.5 point favorites at the moment. That's a lot. Okay, so here's what this means. I think you play Kyren Williams. You also can play Blake Corum. Not too cute. I'm giving you permission to get a little cute with Blake Corum, just a little. Look, the Cardinals defense can be exploited in many ways, including on the ground. Blake Corum has been relatively efficient. He's seeing enough inside the 10 involvement to give him some touchdown equity in this one. So consider that. And then on the Cardinal side, Marvin Harrison Jr. is out. I had someone ask me, with Harrison out, do we still play Jacoby Brissett? And the answer is yes. He's an even better play. I'm not even kidding. I said this online on Sunday. MHJ makes the Cardinals offense worse, because the Cardinals, because they have so much draft capital wrapped up in him, they feel like they have to force feed him the ball. And any target to MHJ is a wasted target. Okay. Michael Wilson, way better. Like, not a joke, instantly better, way better than Marvin Harrison. Now Jacoby Brissett will not be inclined to waste throws to Marvin Harrison Jr., and he'll instead target much better pass catchers than Trey McBride and Michael Wilson. Michael Wilson is a must play in all formats now that MHJ is out. Like I don't care what you have to get him in there. So this is a good game environment between the Rams and the Cardinals. Next, 47-point total for the Colts and Jags. Whatever. I mean, all Jags games are kind of ugly, but Brenton Strange pops here as a kind of a tertiary option, a secondary option. And then you have ETN, but you're already playing him. For the Colts, like I say every week, you play Alec Pierce. I know Pittman has been rough, but go with Pittman. Jags are giving up the second most targets per game to tight ends, so keep the faith with Kyler Warren. All right. Next game, 44.5-point total. So not high, but the third highest of Sunday. Between the Falcons and Seahawks. The Seahawks are going to stomp these guys. Let's just be real. I mean, this is going to be embarrassing. It makes me think that Zach Charbonnet, who's probably the worst running back in the NFL, is playable. That the Seahawks are going to have one of those games, where their defense dominates to a point where they can hide Sam Darnold, who is bad again, in case you missed it. And keep it on the ground. Keep it giga run heavy. I always mess that up. God. I'm a hopeless millennial. And so Charbonnet, might be in play there. And then finally, Packers Bears, 44.5-point total in that one. I know there's supposed to be some weather, which there always is. It's in Green Bay. So watch that. But Monangai is in play. I wrote about Monangai a lot, actually, in my matchup column, which is on rotoworld.com right now. If you want to check it out, week 14 matchups to exploit. I show you which ones to exploit, and I tell you how to exploit them. Simple as that. And then, on the Packers side, I think you can, you're playing Watson, you're playing Dobbs, obviously Jacobs. I think Jordan Love is kind of interesting as well, but you're probably already starting him. All right, let's get into your questions. I know it looks like I have a hat on, a Christmas hat. It's not a hat. It's just I gotta remove that. I think that's the lesson here. Okay, let's get to your questions. Francisco's in the chat. Hello, Doc. Salute as always. Need one quarterback: Lamar Jackson against the Steelers, Stafford against the Cardinals, or Burrow against the Bills. It's Burrow easily. Steven says, help. He knows how to get me to answer. Help. We'll always do it. I might get the boot. Uh-oh. Starting 2 in full PPR, Ibuka, Watson, or Mitchell. Yeah, no, it's too cute. Get out. You get the boot. It's too cute. I'm sorry. You're not playing Adonai Mitchell over Ibuka? Or are you? I have to adjust my camera real quick. Oh, man, Adonai Mitchell has so much weekly upside. He is making the air yards machine go brrr. And Ibuka mid. I guess Watson and Ibuka. All right. This person says, Denny, please help me, good sir. Okay, I will. Do I wait to see if Hampton plays? Knowing if he doesn't, I have to go to Keenan Allen. I have to put Keenan Allen in the lineups. Or do I keep it simple and start Devon Vele? I like Vele here. Wrote about him as well. I wrote about a lot of guys. My matchup column for week 14 is robust, is how I would describe it. Many have told me it's robust. No, I'm kidding. No one has actually given me any feedback on that. Some feedback would be nice once in a while, by the way. It wouldn't hurt a writer's feelings to get a little feedback. But what do you do here? Is Hampton? What's the latest on Hampton? I actually don't know. There's no way to know. I'm keeping it locked to Rotoworld. That's the one thing I do know. Marion Hampton limited to begin. Well, we need some updates on Marion Hampton. I would just hold on. Keenan Allen is. I mean, they're getting him more involved in the offense. There will be a lot of short passes here to avoid the Eagles' pass rush against, going against the Chargers' offensive line that cannot protect Justin Herbert. But then there's Herbert's status. If because guys, I'm telling you, if Trey Lance starts, first of all, you're playing him in Superflex. You throw him in the Superflex, no questions asked. Okay, you can't play anybody else. You got to bench everybody. Go with Vele. Go with Vele. All right. Sorry, I spent too much time on that one. Goddard or Loveland. Is it past time to drop Goddard for Fannin? Fannin is a good play. I play Fannin over Goddard this week, and Loveland doesn't enter the equation. Hello. Would you start A.D. Mitchell over Woody Marks? I would. Not too cute. Not cute at all. I just checked the cuteness meter. It says it's at a 0.0. Woody Marks, not good. Never been good. Can't establish it. The Texans are a pass-heavy offense. They're playing a Kansas City defense that stops the run every week. So I don't see any sort of path to fantasy viability for Woody Marks this week. I actually think he's a nuclear bench option. You just do not play Woody Marks this week. You can't play Nick Chubb. You can't play Woody Marks. Nobody. You play Higgins. That's how you play the Texans offense this week. You play Jaden Higgins. You play, of course, Nico Collins. You get a little weird with Dalton Schultz. That's how you do it. So A.D. Mitchell, clearly the play. Lanny Horn in the chat. Happy Friday, Doc. Salute. Can the Rams defense be trusted? Yeah. I mean, I don't know who your other options are, but I think they're fine. Don't worry about last week too much. Dr. D. Flexilius the Fourth. That's me. Would you start Godwin, Vele, or Higgins at flex? You start Higgins. Dr. Denny. I read about Judkins in the regression files. Yes. Oh, yes, I did write about him. Do you like him better than Ibuka and Justin Jefferson this week? Yes, I do. I actually think I think Judkins is like locked in for 15 touches here. He's the goal line back. The Browns are going to be very run heavy against the Titans. So I think Judkins is a better play than those guys. Maybe doesn't have the same upside, but I would play him if it's my lineup. Tight end streaming help, full PPR. Have Loveland right now on the wire. AJ Barner, Mason Taylor, Evan Ingram, Isaiah Likely, or Gunnar Helm. I mean, Gunnar Helm is like a fun bit for me on the Rotoworld Football Show. Like his targets per route run is crazy good. He's super efficient on a per route basis. I think he's going to be really good. I think the Titans have something there. Of course, in the Titans organization, Gunnar Helm will never be good. But once he escapes the hellscape of Tennessee, not the state, which I've never been to, but the organization, Titans organization, he will be good. All right. So the problem is that the Bears have a 48% neutral pass rate over the past 6 weeks. And that's the second lowest in the league. Only, I mean, they are really run heavy when game script is normal, when the game is within one score. They're now playing a Packers defense that qualifies as a pretty extreme run funnel. It didn't for a lot of the season over the past month. That's really changed since week 9. And teams are running against the Packers. They're not super successful, but it's better than dropping back against that pass rush. I think that's what Packers opponents are avoiding here when they run the ball. So that crushes drop back volume, or I should say pass volume, really, for Caleb Williams in this offense, which with Loveland splitting routes with Cole Kmet, I don't know. I just don't know how he gets there. AJ Barner is not a play. Mason Taylor only 60% of the routes. I guess Evan Ingram would be my pick here, but it's pretty ugly. Pretty ugly. But you knew that. Trina says start 2 between Pittman, Ibuka, and Higgins. Ibuka and Higgins. Yep. Zork's in the chat. Crazy situation unfolding here. I need to have more points than my opponent this week. What? You need more than your opponent? That's what you're saying. You're being honest with me. This is very straightforward of you. I guess I'll assume that yes, you are operating in good faith. You are saying that you need more points. Well, I'm going to help you. Lamar, Danny Dimes, or Brissett? Brissett. There you go. Can't play Lamar. Cannot play Lamar. Nicholas, Chris Olave. He says Chris Olave or Ladd McConkey. Well, that's really tough because I don't know if Justin Herbert's going to play, and that's what this depends on. Keep it locked to Rotoworld is what I'd say for updates on Herbert. And if we hear something about Herbert's availability for Week 14 on Saturday or like early Sunday, then just play Olave. If not, then wait and play McConkey. I guess that's my best advice. Trina, if Parker Washington plays, should I start him over Ibuka? Man, folks really don't want to play Ibuka. I get it, but I would play Ibuka over Parker Washington. Excuse me. Bobby says, Dr. Denny, salute. I dropped Loveland to stash Evans, but I think I should have dropped Likely instead. I have Kincaid and Waller is available. Am I okay, Doc? Help me feel better. I will help you feel better. That's what I'm here for. The answer is you play Kincaid if he plays this week, and if not, just play Waller. You're fine. You're going to be fine. Trust me on this. Zork says pick 2 and half PPR. Adunze, Alec Pierce, AD Mitchell, Pollard, or C-Rod, Chris Rodriguez. It's got to be Alec Pierce. It's actually a really good matchup. The Jags give up a lot of production and are quite vulnerable against boundary receivers, and that's what Alec Pierce happens to be. Let's go for it all, man. Let's just do it. Let's get weird. Let's go with Pierce and Mitchell. Let's go with 2 guys who have a ton of upside on a weekly basis because they see high leverage downfield looks from their quarterbacks. Let's do it. Okay? Let's score some points. You said you need to score points. You score some points. You put in the guys who will score points, simply. That's it. Alex says, cute question. Uh-oh. Hurts or Daniels this week? Just go with Hurts. I honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw more rushing from Jalen Hurts. Like, I don't know where else this Philadelphia offense can go. Like, Saquon, not good. Like, their offensive line, not good. They can't keep doing the thing they're doing. So they've got to do something different. So it's either like go pass heavy or have Jalen Hurts, do more design runs. Either way, I think it benefits Hurts from a fantasy standpoint. Zork says Cam Little's leg can beat a thunderstorm, right? Oh, is there going to be a thunderstorm in Jacksonville? I don't know, man. I'm not a weatherman, okay? Just because I have the hair of your local weatherman doesn't mean that I know about the weather. All right? The weather is what it is. That's your forecast. Let's see. I don't know this person. Hola, Denny. It's me. I'm already in the playoffs. Congrats. Sick brag, by the way. Okay, but did you have a question? Wow, what are you doing, man? What's going on? Pearsall at the Colts. Okay, so this is for week 16, I guess. Kayshon Boutte at Baltimore. Jaden Higgins against the Raiders. I'd go with Higgins. There. Daniels or Burrow? It's Burrow. You got to play Burrow. Let's get real. Please I feel there's an atmosphere of cuteness right now in this chat, and I'm not liking it. Okay, it's a little cute. Folks are asking, should I start Joe Burrow in a game sporting the highest total of the week? And I'm trying to tell you, yes, no matter what. If I cut Lamar because I plan to start Dak rest of the season, it's definitely going to come back to haunt me, right? Maybe not. I mean, Lamar's not going to be right for the rest of the season, but like, can you let go of somebody else? I don't know. Don't worry too much about it though. Jeez. Do I think George Pickens likes playing football? Now he does. RotoPat said on Tuesday's Rotoworld football show, and I think he's right, that if the what do you call it? The thing where they hold on to players, the franchise tag didn't exist, George Pickens would probably sign the biggest wide receiver contract in history in this coming off season. I think he's right. I mean, Higgins has proven to be an elite wide receiver. Unfortunately for the Steelers, elite offensive players have no business in Pittsburgh. It's not the way they want to play. They don't want to score points. They don't necessarily want to win games. They'd rather just think about the 1970s, that's their choice. Look, it's America, man. Like, if a team wants to just live in the nostalgia of a bygone era where they were good, go with it. That's been the Bears' problem for 40 years. That 1985 team for the Bears ruined that franchise, ruined it. They've been trying to live that out ever since. The early 90s Cowboys dynasty ruined the Cowboys. It ruined it. And football fans have been stuck with that for however long it's been, 35 years now. You gotta escape the past. Steelers, you should have kept this top 5 NFL receiver in George Pickens, if you're listening. Timothy says, hi, Dr. Carter. If Ken Walker doesn't play, he'll play, so whatever. But which 3 running backs would you choose? Charbonnet, Swift, Chase Brown, Judkins. Swift, Brown, and Judkins. Well, if he doesn't play, I don't know me. Swift, Brown, and Judkins. Yeah. All right. Mike Evans will not play in week 14. That's right. Thank you, Bobby Moore. Which Timothy says, which defense would you play? Ravens against the Steelers against the Ravens, or Vikings against the Commanders with Jaden Daniels starting? That's a good one. I think the Ravens. I think I'd play the Ravens, although game script can go real bad there with Lamar not being Lamar anymore. The person says, way down at the flex this week. Play 2 of Pitts, Fannin, P. Ryan, and Wicks. Okay. So Kyle Pitts is like the wide receiver 1 for the Falcons right now with Drake London out. Let's see, Kirk Cousins 5.6 average depth of target over the past 2 weeks. It's just constant checkdowns. He has 3 downfield throws over 2 games. These past 2 games, Kirk Cousins does. So I would go with Pitts. P. Ryan is a little cute, although it does make sense against a horrific Bills rush defense. I can't tell you 2 tight ends, man. Pitts and we play 2 of Pitts and Wicks. Do or die. All right. Well, then I'm going to give you the good stuff then. PPR have 3 flexes. That's sick. Troy Franklin, Charbonnet, Chris Rodriguez, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, and Devon Vele. I think it has to be Troy Franklin. I think it has to be Vele. And go with go with Keenan Allen. Yes, PPR, you go with Keenan Allen there. So Allen, Franklin, Vele. There you go. I do like Chris Rodriguez, by the way, personally and for fantasy purposes. I wrote about him in my matchup column if folks want to check that out. The Vikings are a run funnel defense. Chris Rodriguez is the primary back, kind of de facto right now for Washington. He's much bigger than the other backs in that backfield. Man, the whole JCM thing didn't go as expected. Nevertheless, we persist, but Rodriguez much bigger than the other backs, so he gets all the inside the 10, inside the 5 goal line stuff. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't play him at all, just that I like those options better. All right, Jerry Medina is in the chat. Sorry, sipping my coffee. PPR. Need one in the flex. Godwin, Higgins, or Scary Terry. Terry has never been scarier. I wanted to mention that the Commanders had 499 total team air yards last week. That led the NFL. It was more than double their average team air yards per game. So that's why Terry was so scary, and Zach Ertz was pretty good for fantasy. I don't know if that's repeatable on a week-to-week basis, especially against a run funnel defense in the Vikings. So anyway, go Higgins, and then half PPR, one wide receiver and a flex. Ken Walker, Genty, Higgins, or Sutton. Higgins, guys, don't be afraid to play Higgins. He's in a really good spot. Higgins and Genty. Genty has, I think, 8, if I remember correctly, 8 targets in back-to-back games. Like, he's one of the biggest PPR scams we have right now. So you take that for what it is. I know you said this is half PPR, so not quite as valuable. But we like a scam, and the ball is only going basically to Genty and to Bowers, and that's it. So I think Genty's fine, along with who did I say? Along with Higgins, yes. All right. Raise the flags. Mr. Santa Denny Claus. That's my name this time of year. Need a ceiling tight end game. All right. Waller, Juwan Johnson, or Mark Andrews PPR. Need max score. Need maximum score. What's that Stephen King movie? Maximum Overdrive. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, I actually couldn't finish it, and I've watched a lot of really crappy 80s horror movies, and I could not finish that one. It wasn't even like a movie. It was just like a random collection of images strung together with no story whatsoever. It could have qualified as an art film, I guess, in another universe. Anyway, don't watch that movie, or do, but don't say I didn't warn you. Anyway, maximum pointage this person needs. I like Juwan Johnson. I wrote about him in my matchup column, believe it or not. And the Bucs are pretty soft against the slot this year, especially over the past like 6 or 8 weeks. Juwan Johnson, for better or worse, is the primary slot guy for the Saints. It's not Devon Vele. It's actually Juwan Johnson. So if that holds up for this week, and if the Saints go giga ultra nuclear pass heavy against the pass funnel Bucs, I like Juwan Johnson a lot. I think he's the play. I think. Yes, I think so. Yes. All right. This person says, "Hey Denny, what is popping?" What is popping? Too cute. Is it too cute to start Jaden Daniels over Knicks this weekend? No, it's not. I'll start Daniels. Also, sit 1 and half PPR. Jacoby Myers, Cortland Sutton, Terry McLaurin, and Michael Wilson. Well, you're not sitting Michael Wilson. You're sitting Cortland Sutton. Yep. Yeah, you got to play Myers as well. The one thing that Jacoby Myers has going for him in the Jags offense is that he's not Brian Thomas Jr. I think that's his biggest plus, his biggest upside right now. Because, I mean, look, let's just be real about it. There's something deeply personal and weird between Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr. These guys for whatever reason, they don't like each other. And it's reflected in the spreadsheets, in the data. I've seen it. I've seen it on the tape, aka YouTube. And Jacoby Myers, Trevor Lawrence is far more efficient when throwing to Jacoby Myers this season than he is to Brian Thomas. So I think Myers is somewhat of a must-play in 12-team leagues. But yeah, I would sit Sutton there. Jerry Medina back in the chat. So many questions. Oh my gosh. Okay. Need one in the flex. Godwin, Higgins, Scary Terry. I'd go Higgins. Did I already answer this? Come on, Jerry, man. I already answered this. All right, let's go. Jesse Ramirez, flex Hampton or Christian Watson. Can the Chargers do anything with an injured Herbert? I'm not bullish. Although Chargers fans have told me very plainly that everything's fine, that Justin Herbert's even better with a broken hand. He's a Joe Alt merchant, is what he is. But good luck to the coping Chargers fans as the Chargers miss the playoffs. I like Christian Watson here. Unless it's like an apocalyptic snowstorm or something, then go Hampton. But yeah. All right. Let's see. Corum or Chris Rodriguez? I have to go Rodriguez. I do like Corum. Yeah, no, go Rodriguez. Yes. Now, okay, this person says, now that Jaden Daniels is active, would I start him over Matthew Stafford? Well, first of all, Jaden Daniels was cleared to play. It's a little different than active. I'm not trying to be like pedantic or like annoying or anything, although I do sound annoying at the moment. I'll be honest with you. Keep it locked to Rotoworld on Sunday morning to make sure Jaden Daniels is active. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I would actually start Stafford. Yeah, I start Stafford. He's in such a good spot, and the Rams have a crazy implied total. So, and the only thing they do when they get down near the goal line is throw to Devontae Adams. So that's good for Stafford. This person says, in my keeper league first draft, I drafted Neighbors because MHJ got picked one slot ahead of me. Disaster avoided. Oh yeah. Oh, count yourself lucky, man. There you go. Yeah, I already answered that, man. You come on, don't spam the chat. Oh my gosh, you guys are spamming the chat. I know that phrase because my kid says, yeah, when we play like Wii baseball, like, you can't spam the splitter, man. You can't spam the splitter. I'm like, I can spam whatever I want. You don't have to swing at it, kid. Anyway, would I play Chris Rodriguez over Aaron Jones? I'm worried about Jones's injury. I know, man. Oh my goodness. Jones is gonna like play probably with like some sort of harness where they're gonna be, well, he can't use his left arm at all today, but he's gonna start and see 20 touches. Whatever, man. I mean, the Vikings have to just hate Jordan Mason at this point to be like, yes, we're using like 47-year-old Aaron Jones with one arm over Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason down, horrific. If Aaron Jones plays, I think I just play him. All right. Salute Dr. Carter. Do I flex Pittman Warren or go crazy with AD Mitchell? Is Bam Knight too cute? Please don't boot me. I'm gonna have to talk to my interns about whether you give the boot, and I'll get back to you. I'm thinking you're gonna get the boot. Sadly, do I flex Pittman Warren or go crazy with it? I mean, is it crazy? Like AD Mitchell, like could see double-digit targets again. He's seeing, what is it, like 150 air yards per game? Like, do you know like how valuable that fantasy role is? Like that's the stuff we're looking for. And I know, well, it stinks. Like it drops passes. I mean, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Like if he didn't ever drop passes, AD Mitchell would already be an elite wide receiver in the NFL. And we'd be talking about him as like we wouldn't even be talking about him because he would just be in fantasy lineups every week. But yes, you go with Mitchell over those guys. I mean, look, so Warren, I don't know which Warren you're talking about, but neither Warren, Jalen nor Tyler has any upside. They just don't. I'm tired of Tyler Warren, by the way. I'm just tired of it. Like, he's like, I get like he's like a film guy's tight end. Like, oh, like watch him block or whatever. I don't care. I don't care about that. Like, oh, he takes on this guy and then he shifts to this guy. Well, great. Thanks. That helps me a lot. Do not care about that guy. So Mitchell is Bam Knight too cute? Yeah, just play Mitchell. More spamming. Have PPR. Drop Pearsall for Vele. Pearsall, never good. Not once. Totally unusable in fantasy. Will never be good or usable in fantasy. Future XFL prospect. For those dropping for Vele, Burden, Tyrod, or Shuck. Let's see. Vele, I guess. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Hey, Raise the Flag says, oh my God, bro, it's not cool to put the same question in the chat 45 times. You're going to get banned. You're going to get literally the boot. Can we expect precipitation in the Carolina foothills this week? I want to go fishing. Let me pull down my weather map and show. No, man, no. Look, we don't even know. Are we even able to predict the weather anymore? Do we have that technology anymore? My phone hasn't been right in 6 months. Troy Franklin or Chris Rodriguez in the flex. I'd go with. I mean, Rodriguez is the floor play. Troy Franklin is the ceiling play. I tend to go with ceiling plays. Oh, this is a good one. T. Higgins or Michael Wilson. Honestly, like, oh man, I feel like kind of gross about this. But I think it's Michael Wilson. I believe it's Michael Wilson. I know it's Michael Wilson. Lamar or Daniels. Go with Daniels. Already off to a good start with Lamb and Aubrey. Oh man. Oh, how mad are people who played against Brandon Aubrey on Thursday night? 20, like, depends on your league settings. I know. Not in my league. In my league, he scored 1 point. Whatever. Okay, I'm just saying, like, in normal leagues, he scored like 22 fantasy points or something. Oh my goodness. Like, that's tough luck. That's tough. That's what we would call bad variance. You're on the wrong side of variance there. Let's see. Pitts or Waller? I'd go with Pitts. Ruben. All right, let's talk about running back matchups. Oh, my data is not loading. Come on, man. Come on, internet. One time, internet. All right, here we go. All right, we're going to look at yards before contact per rushing attempt. This stat is correlated with both rushing production and explosive runs. Every time I say explosive runs, I regret it immediately. But what can you do? The Bears give up the highest rate of yards before contact. They have gotten better. You're starting Josh Jacobs, of course. The Giants, second highest rate, but they're not playing. Bengals, third highest rate of rush yards before contact. I mean, like, if you're playing against James Cook, what are you hoping for? You're hoping that the Bengals get out to a big lead and the Bills just can't establish it. That's your only out here. The Panthers give up the fourth highest rate of rush yards before contact, but they're not playing. No one's playing this week. That's the thing about this week. 45 teams on a bye. Tennessee, the Titans are giving up the fifth highest rate of rush yards before contact. I really do think Judkins is in a really good spot. The Commanders giving up the sixth highest rate. So Aaron Jones, if he plays. Bills giving up the seventh highest rate. And actually, over the past 6 weeks, they're giving up the highest rate of rush yards before contact. Chase Brown is a must play. In a 14-team league, I do think P. Ryan is in play as well. And then the Steelers eighth, but you knew you're playing Derrick Henry. I don't think you can get cute with Keaton Mitchell, even though Keaton Mitchell is better than Derrick Henry. But I think because Ali, who is taking up too many snaps and touches in that Ravens backfield, so I don't think you can get cute Keaton Mitchell. All right, let's go to the bottom here. The Denver Broncos giving up the lowest rate of rush yards before contact by far. So, I mean, horrible rushing spot for Genty, but he can get away with it with, 5 to 10 targets. Hopefully more in the 10 range. The Jets, surprisingly, giving up the second lowest rate of rush yards before contact, but who cares? It's Devon Achane. Browns third lowest rate of rush yards before contact. You just looking for any reason not to play Tajay Spears or Pollard. Spears is a better play than Pollard, I believe, this week. Seahawks giving up the fourth lowest rate of rush yards before contact. Yeah, I mean, you're starting Bijan Robinson. However, he's saying his name now, Bijan, whatever. It's not a week to get weird with Algier, and that takes a lot coming from me, Tyler Algier, truther from way back. The Vikings giving up the fifth lowest rate of rush yards before contact. It's not a great matchup for C-Rod, but what can you do? And then the Texans here, I wanted to mention, really good against the run. So just try not to start Chiefs running backs, but I guess if you have to, then you go with what's his name, Kareem Hunt, Godwin or Pierce in the flex in PPR. I'd go. That's close, but I'd go with Pierce. Armando is in the chat. Hello, Armando. He says it's a must-win game, which means I have to give him the right answers, the correct answers. I'm not going to withhold from Armando here. Half PPR, pick one between Myers and Pierce. Oh, good Lord, that's a tough one. Oh no, in the same game, no less. I'm going down with Pierce. All right, let's just do the Pierce thing. All right. Is Waller going to be a thing again this season? I mean, he'll be a thing in that he's an enormous pass catcher. He's the only pass catcher for the Dolphins who, is above 5'7". So he's going to see red zone looks. He's going to see end zone targets because of that. So he's totally touchdown dependent. He's not going to see any target volume in this offense. The Dolphins, by the way, over the past 6 weeks, 43% neutral pass rate. It's insanely run heavy, and it makes sense. I mean, they're trying to hide their quarterback because Tua, not good, never been good. All right, so Waller is totally touchdown dependent, not a great fantasy option. Whamageddon, how is the Whamageddon situation going? Whamageddon, I'm not familiar. Wait, is that thing where it's like you try to avoid hearing the Wham Christmas song or something? I've never understood that because it's a great Christmas song. So why would you do that? Or maybe I'm just misunderstanding. All right. Somebody is flexually frustrated. That's okay. There's no shame in that. It happens to the best of us. Ibuka or Higgins. I would go with T. Higgins. Let's see. This person says, Tedero, McMillan, Diggs, Pearsall on bye. London, Hampton up in the air, starting Pierce, Ibuka, Pierce, Godwin. Bro, I can't read all that. What is that question? All right. Joseph says non-PPR with Kittle on a bye. Who can I stream? I love when people are like, I'm actually set at tight end, but I'm looking for a replacement. Sick brag. I'm kidding, but sort of. Kincaid or Knox against Cincinnati. Gadsden, Juwan Johnson, Mason Taylor, likely. A lot of options. Well, first of all, he says they're all gross. They're not gross. Juwan Johnson's a good play. Dalton Kincaid is like a top 5 weekly option if top 5 option for this week if he plays. So I'd go with Kincaid. If Kincaid sits, I'd go with Juwan Johnson. Let's see. The Baked ZD says start 2. My man, that's me. Manungai, Swift, or Omarion. Well, I mean, you can't start. I mean, you shouldn't generally unless you're in a really deep league start 2 running backs from the same backfield. Although I've been kind of doing that with the Steelers lately in one of my sicko leagues. Please don't tell anyone. Just keep that between us. The Baked ZD. So I guess it's Hampton and Swift. Start Daniel Jones against the Jags, Jordan Love against the Bears. Jordan Love. Daniel Jones not startable in 12-team leagues now. Andrews just got the big contract, which means he'll take off this week. It's been on my mind. I'll be honest with you. Oh yeah, Steven has a comment here. Maximum Overdrive, the movie I referenced earlier, should be a punishment for coming in last in your league. Yeah, I actually think that checks out. It's actually a pretty good one. And not only, okay, you have to watch it by yourself and you can't have your phone with you. Okay. Like there can be no reprieve from the movie itself. You have to engage with the movie, which would be painful. It will be punishment for finishing last. Let's see. Mark says my Cowboys are likely out of the playoffs. Take pity on me. I will never take pity on you. That's my promise. Half PPR, need a flex. Monangai, Mason, or Worthy. Monangai. I also have Waller and Gadsden, but too cute for me. That's too cute for me as well. You don't get the boot. This guy, Elia, you're constantly hating. You're hating. You hate on like every video out there. You get in this chat and you hate. I mean, why are you watching? Why are you watching? You're gonna get the boot. BTJ is afraid of the ball and getting hit. He is. That's actually 100% verifiably true. I think Sutton starts to get. Oh, okay, whatever. Nice haircut. Oh, thank you. I got a haircut. The kids are calling it fresh. I don't know. I like it. Trevor Lawrence or Bo Nix. 6 points per tutty. Ugh, I don't know. I would. Oh God, I hate to say this, but I'd go with Lawrence. Yikes. I mean, I'd go with Lawrence because he has Jacoby Myers. Alec Pierce is getting red zone targets in the past 5 games. Thank you. Dearest Dr. Dennison. Secured the 3 or 4 spot in the playoffs. Should I be content with the Saints defense for the playoffs, or do I need... Brother, you're going to have to read me the Saints schedule. I don't have that imprinted. I haven't gotten that tattooed on my forearm yet. Okay? I won't do that for another 48 hours. I don't know the schedule off the top of my head. Please feed me some schedule information and I can give you an answer. Yeah, we have Chris Sales in the chat. Hello, Chris. Greetings, Denny, and happy snow day in Maryland. I know. Oh, we have snow. God, what can be worse? I hate snow so much. If I never saw snow again, it'd be great. Anyway, should I stick with Jared Goff or risk it with Burrow? Well, I don't know. The answer is weird. The question is weird because Goff played last night. I mean, I would go with Burrow easily. Also, should I worry about Kyron? I have Tracy as a backup. Tracy's not playing this week, so I'd go with Kyron. I'd go with the guy playing. Oh, yeah. Hey, Robert says, ho, 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 disco Denny. I have a record back here, Christmas Disco. I believe it's from 1979. Don't knock it till you've tried it. It's actually pretty good. Waller or Keenan Allen. Am I playing Lamar or Jaden Daniels? I go with Jaden Daniels. Oh yeah, here's one. Adonai Mitchell or Dortch, or flex Vidal or P Ryan. It's Mitchell, man. Give in to Mitchell. Who should I start? Hurts or Love? Hurts. Go with Hurts. All right. Let's see. Wow. Someone's in the chat. I believe Cortland Sutton himself is in the chat putting stats about himself. Someone is coping hard in the chat about Cortland Sutton. Play him, man. If you like him so much, just play him. I'm fine with it. Well, 100 yards, blah, 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 blah. Touchdowns, red zone targets. I don't care, whatever. Play him. Armando's back in the chat. What do you think of his best way to bait the bank examiner into the trap I've designed for him? Pick one. A trail of MHJ and Saquon team screenshots or Superflex Lamar and Daniel's team. I think the best way to get the bank's attention is to show them that you fell for it again with MHJ. I think that's the best way. It's like the one thing I didn't do this year. The one bad thing I didn't do. Too cute, Bam Knight or Kyron Williams. That's a little cute. A little cute. I go with Kyron pretty easily. Let's see. Shakir, Ugg, or Pierce. Man, come on. Come on, Lanny Horn. Stop it. Go with Pierce. Steven says Lamar, JJ, I guess McCarthy, Shuck Tua for this week and possibly the playoffs. Have a great weekend, LMAO. I mean, I can't not say Lamar. I just go with Lamar. What am I? I don't know. JJ McCarthy, like Tyler Shuck Tua. No, I can't. I can't do that and sleep at night. And I want to sleep. Okay. People are having fun with the explosive runs thing. Let's see. Question from Andrew. Must take T Higgins out of my IR spot. Do I drop Jaden Higgins or Kyle Monungai in full PPR? My wide receivers are Pickens and Ibuka. My other running backs are Gibbs, ETN, Henderson, and Aaron Jones. Wait, I'm sorry. You only have 2 wide receivers? What? I would drop Higgins. Just drop Higgins. Keep Monungai. I mean, because like if Swift gets dinged up, like this week going into the fantasy playoffs, Monungai is like a championship winning option to plug in. Oh my goodness, this is gross. Listen to this one. Bam Knight, Krosky Merritt, or Jerry Jeudy. Woof. I guess Bam Knight. Yes, man. Let's see. Jesse says happy holidays, Zach. Same to you. Comet or Prancer in PPR reindeer games. I'm leading Prancer. And then hot take, Rudolph is mid and Dasher is chopped. I don't know what's going on here, but I like it. That's what I'd say. Stafford, DJ, or Burrow. Go with Burrow. Come on, man. Come on. What are we doing here? Daniel Jones or Burrow? Is that something you just asked? I mean, no shame, but a little shame. Just a little. Daniel Jones? Or come on. Daniel Jones literally has a broken leg. So I would play Joe Burrow. Andrew says, better quarterback streaming option, Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor, CJ Stroud. I like Stroud this week. I'm brave enough to say it. Okay? I like Stroud. I think there's no chance Houston can establish it against the Chiefs. I think it's a bunch of dropbacks. The Chiefs secondary is beatable, especially against big receivers. And that's what the Texans have, big receivers. So I'd go with Stroud. Let's see. Watching. Yeah, I know. Yes, hate watching a stream is weird behavior. Let's see. Mr. Sales says, I was talking about for the rest of the playoffs. Oh, I see. Well, I hope I answered your question. All right, let's scroll through. We have about 3 or 4 minutes left. Someone says Indiana Jones. Come on, Denny. The kids love him. Oh, you're talking about when Daniel Jones before he was bad. Right, the kids did indeed love. They told me. They said, please let us watch Daniel Jones again. All right, hey, let's look at slot receiver matchups. But the problem is, I have to do some manipulation here. So I'm just going to keep talking. By the way, check out both of my columns, the regression files and the matchup column, which are both on Rotoworld. If you have not already, what am I looking for? I'm looking for targeted alignment. All right. All right, let's see about slot receivers here, and then I will log off. Let's see who's giving up the highest adjusted yards per attempt to the slot. Bengals giving up 9.9 adjusted yards per attempt to the slot. That probably is better for Dalton Kincaid than it is for Khalil Shakir, especially because Shakir's only running like 55-60% of the routes. Niners are second, but they're not playing. Commanders are third, giving up the third highest adjusted yards per attempt to the slot. Who does that benefit? With JJ McCarthy under center, maybe no one, but maybe TJ Hawkinson. The Lions, I think you saw that on Thursday night with CeeDee Lamb kind of going nuts before his unfortunate brain injury. Cowboys fifth, Bears sixth. Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson plays a fair amount in the slot. The Panthers give up the seventh highest adjusted yards per attempt to the slot, but they don't play this week. And then the Steelers, eighth, give up the eighth highest. So yeah, I mean, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, primarily, maybe likely if you're really desperate. Go to the bottom here as I do every week. I remind you that the Jaguars absolutely shut down opposing slot receivers. I wasn't low enough on DK, on Chimere DK for the Titans, who is primarily running from the slot. He was just destroyed by the Jags last week. So it goes. So who do they play this week? The Jaguars play the Colts. Josh Downs down biblically. Eagles, second lowest adjusted yards per attempt to the slot. Well, I've talked a lot about Keenan Allen. That's inconvenient for me. Packers third best against the slot. DJ Moore, Luther Burden, Colson Loveland, not good for those guys. And then the Rams. The Rams really shutting down slot receivers. That's why I was really surprised that Jalen Coker got involved last week. I mean, it happens. This is not a guarantee that slot guys can't get there. Channing McBride is going to get his. If Greg Dortch plays, he's not viable at all. Thankfully, Michael Wilson is on the outside on the perimeter for almost the whole game. So he should be fine. He should escape that situation. All right, folks. I'll answer a couple more, and then we are done for this week. So yeah, this question: start Michael Wilson or Khalil Shakir? Too cute. What? I'm sorry. Let me just say, I'd start Michael Wilson. And then let's go drop BTJ for Shakir or Shakir for Alec Pierce. I would drop Shakir for Alec Pierce for sure. Steven says ETN or Hampton. I'd go with ETN. I actually don't hate his matchup here. This person says, Denny, you're doing God's work. No religion in the chat. Thank you. No religion. And then last one. Watson or Terry in the flex. All right. Again, barring weird apocalyptic winter weather in Green Bay, I would go Watson. Watch the weather. But the Commanders are in a dang dome, and the freaking Vikings give up so many downfield plays. Oh no, I'm gonna have to do it. All right, I think I answered this differently last time. Let me just be clear. I would lean Terry McLaurin over Watson this week because of the conditions, because of the game environment. All right. Sorry about that confusion from earlier. Anyway, I'm Denny Carter. You can find all my work on rotoworld.com. Check out the Rotoworld football show. I am on the Blue Sky. If you want to check that out, they're calling it the Sports App more and more. You should check out the Rotoworld football show. And keep it locked to Rotoworld for news on Sunday morning. But really, just keep it locked to Rotoworld all the time. All right, folks, that'll do it. Until next time, good luck to you and only you.